incoming chairperson of SADC and Zimbabwe's President Mnangagwa officially opened the SADC Industrialization Week today, urging member states and the regional body to embrace information communication technologies in all sectors to achieve industrialization. The SADC Industrialization Week is a precursor to the SADC Heads of State and Government Summit, which kicks off in a fortnight in Harare. More in the following report.
President Mnangagwa says pushing for industrialization will be among his top priorities when he assumes the SADC chairmanship. He urged SADC member states to let technology permeate to all sectors if the region is to achieve the set goals.
To ensure the successful implementation of the SADC industrialization strategy, member states must increase investments in technology, innovation, as well as research and development. In this regard, we must repurpose our yesteryear institutions to be more relevant for the world of the future. Fundamentally, our education systems should be repurposed to bridge the technology gap.
With SADC intra-trade averaging only 20%, President Mnangagwa says national development agendas of SADC countries should be in sync with the SADC development agenda to increase trade within the region.
For the SADC region to propel the industrialization initiative, we cannot work in silos, both in terms of in-country or cross-border cooperation. Hence, by and large, there is need for our national development strategies to be in sync with the broader development agenda in our region. This is better.
The Zimbabwean leader encouraged the ratification of the SADC protocol on trade. Only 13 countries out of 16 in the SADC bloc have ratified the 2012 protocol.
Regional integration is a cornerstone of our SADC industrialization agenda and strategy. As such, member states are called upon to fast-track the ratification of our SADC protocol on industry. Through working together within SADC and other regional economic communities, we will undoubtedly realize win-win benefits and the African continental free trade area.
A call was made for the private sector to invest in young people's innovations. The president also encouraged active dialogue and collaboration in finding solutions to industrialization. As the incoming chairperson, he said the summit stands ready to receive recommendations from the SADC Industrialization Week. For ZTN Prime, I'm Sharon Mnjenjema.
We now cross over to ZTN Head of Business, Andy Hodges, to discuss more about the issues highlighted by the President. Andy, President Mnangagwa mentioned the issue of countries living in silos as opposed to the regional integration. How best can the region change that?
I think it's really clear that SADC has agreed that regional integration, regional value chains, regional cold chains are required to make industrialization work. And what has been happening, of course, is that SADC countries have been on their own path, so to speak. The president spoke forcefully. He spoke about how SADC countries need to start working together to cooperate. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about, for example, let's take Zambia, Zimbabwe, and say Botswana. We don't make one product. We make parts of one product, which we then ship out into Africa or the rest of the world and make benefits from. What's happening is this, and the president was right. SADC countries appear to be operating in silos. almost as if we're against each other when actually we should be with each other. So that, I believe, is what Zimbabwe will drive in the next year through the chairmanship of SADC. They will drive industrialization. Remember, it was Zimbabwe that created industrialization as a theme for SADC back in 2014. And we're continuing doing that. And of course, the Second Republic and the President have continued pushing such an agenda, and we're going to continue doing it. Without industrialization, you cannot increase intra-Africa, intra-SADC trade.
So how can SADC then ensure that more foreign direct investment is received in the region for the development of the different economies?
I think the first thing that SADC needs to do is appreciate what we have. We have such a huge proportion of the world's mineral resources and natural resources that actually it should be other people coming into SADC to ask us what we can give them, not us giving somebody else. That's number one. Number two, we shouldn't compete with each other. In other words, you find that different SADC countries have different investment laws, different investment structures. That means that the investor wins, not the countries. We need to be uniform. We need to appreciate that investment into SADC region is investment into all 16 SADC countries, not just one. And as a result, if we do that, we can attract investment, we can make sure that the right investment comes in the right areas, but more importantly, we need to make sure that investment actually is good for the benefit of SADC citizens, which is exactly what SADC leaders are talking about.
Konapo Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.